Ooh, that Hemi. Just a kicking them tires' asses. Yeah, what up YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka DONSQUALE, back at you with another Forza Horizon 2 video. In this one, we have another request from one of our viewers. Mewy is here, wants to see a Dodge Ram build, preferably slammed. So what I'm gonna do is jump up into the buy car section of the game, be in the auto show, and we're gonna see if we can find ourselves a Dodge Ram. Now, I did have a look, and it looks like our only option in this game is going to be the SRT Ram Runner, which I am not even... Oh, it's actually a Ram. Do we have an SRT version of this Ram pickup truck? No, we do not. So it's gonna be the Ram Runner. So we are gonna go ahead and buy this thing up. No sweat, about 60 grand. Now this thing, it looks like a Baja truck at the moment. What I am hoping to do is make this thing look more like a street truck. That is actually a really dope wrap. If I wasn't going for a street truck look, it would be that Budweiser. That thing looks sweet. Got the zombie outbreak response vehicle. But for me, look at this thing. He's already got it lowered for me. You bitch, you. Oh, the camo looks pretty dope too. But what I'm thinking, oh, that Power Wagon, that's actually looking pretty slick too. I'm liking that. What do you guys think? I'm thinking we should go ahead and pick ourselves up. Now, a family member of mine had a Dodge Ram back in the day, and that shit was a beautiful, beautiful blue color. So what I'm thinking is, can we get a different camera angle up in here? God damn, Forza, you guys are killing me right now. I'm trying to see this color. I'm thinking we are gonna go ahead and put a nice dark blue color on this thing, man. What do you guys think? Now, what I would like to see is a couple white stripes going down the center of this thing, give it a real nice look. But what I'm also hoping is that we can maybe get rid of that big front bumper and this rear tire on the back. Even though I know that the style is a Baja truck, I'd really like to see it look more like a street truck. But without further ado, let's jump up into it. We are going to jump into the custom upgrades, check out some of our conversion swaps. Now, what do we have in here? Looks like the 5.7 liter Hemi, which is going to be perfect for me, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. Drivetrain swap, we got the stock drivetrain, which is all-wheel drive. I'm thinking rear-wheel drive on this thing, man. You know, like, there's not much off-roading going on in this game, so I'm thinking that's going to be perfect for us. Aspiration conversion. What is this? Just a stock 5.7. I'm liking it, man. I'm going to go ahead and leave that the way that it is. Let's check out our tire options. Now, obviously, a race tire compound is going to be what we are after. Gonna widen up those tires front and back. Let's go ahead and do that right now. And what I'm thinking is this thing needs some nice street rims, man. So let's go ahead and see if we can find ourselves a nice set of big chrome rims to go on here. Now, I've always said that chrome rims are completely outdated unless you drive a big pickup truck, or let's say like a Mercedes or some shit like that. Then big chrome rims are, that's just the only way to go. So let's have a look at what we got going on here. Little 5-spoke action happening here. Let's see. Nah, those are all kind of ugly. Damn, those are looking pretty nice with the little studs on there. Let's see how these look with a big ass rim size. Now, I'm talking, I want to big these wheels up to like 22s. Come on, 21s. That's gonna have to do, but those are already looking aggressive, like way more aggressive than they did before. 21s. I was hoping for them double deuces, but you can't win them all. Look at that thing. Those wheels looking ugly as fuck. We need to lower this thing to the ground, man. But first and foremost, let's go ahead, drop that clutch on there. Let's drop a race transmission just so we can adjust those gears. I bet you the gears already come highly adjustable, but we're just gonna put that on just in case. and we are going to go ahead and install that race driveline. Now, next up, what I'm thinking that we are going to do is go deal with our brakes and suspension. Obviously, you guys know we need those big brake kits to stop this monstrosity of a truck. Then next up, what do we got here? Storm Island. I'm hoping that we can adjust these springs with the stock spring system in there. Let's stiffen everything up. Make sure this thing is nice and light. And I'm not going to put a roll cage in there because it already looks like there is a roll cage, to be honest. Yeah, it's already in there, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that. And let's check out some options for our engine. Obviously, race intake. We need to open up that Hemi. Race exhaust. Got to love it. And what's next up? What do you guys say we do some... Gonna have to do that flywheel. Gonna go ahead and do some oil and cooling. Now I do want to keep the 5.7 liter what do they call that shit, the displacement. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, leave the displacement the way that it is, and let's upgrade the fuel system. What do we got over here? Intake, manifold, and throttle body. Let's top this thing out at the top of A class. What do you guys say? Looking good. 797 performance points. Let's just do some valves, strengthen everything up, and there you have it, the top of A class. So next up, what I'm going to do is jump up into the tuning section of this beast, have a look at our gearing, topping out at 261 clicks. For a truck, that is impressive, so we're just going to leave that the way that it is. The alignment, no camber necessary on this thing. What I am going to do, though, stiffen up those anti-roll bars. And I want to see if we can get this truck sitting a little more flush. Now, right now, the ass end's sagging just a little bit because it is a trophy truck. But let's see here. Stiff, we are going to go to extremely soft. Or no, we are at extremely soft. We are going to go to extremely stiff for those springs. And the front, I'm going to go ahead and lower the front and just see what that does for the look of the truck. Now, there you go. That thing is looking like a street truck now. Now, the trophy truck looked great with the, the front end up in the air. But to be honest, I want it to look more like a street truck, so that is going to be perfect. Now, what I'm going to do next up, I told you guys that I did want to have the, the racing stripes going on. So what I'm going to do, jump into the apply decal section of the game, and let's go ahead and put some racing stripes along the top of our truck, shall we? So first and foremost, what we're going to have to do is find our group of decals that we want to put on there and size it up accordingly. Now, I don't really want it to be on the bed, so what I'm going to do is get our racing stripe about the thickness that we want, and then just move it on up to the front of the truck here until it's off the bed. So let's see, what do we got here? We're gonna go, say 50. Let's do 50 and see how that looks. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp this, come down here to negative. No, that's looking too thick. What do you guys say? Let's try 30. We'll stamp this one at 30. And we are going to have to back it on up to the front one and change the position and take this one down to the 30 as well. Looking super close, but what I'm thinking is that's going to be good. We are just going to maybe change the size of them to 30. We're going to go ahead and do the same to this one. and that is looking pretty good there. So then next up, what we're going to do is just continue them. Actually, no, they stop at the grill, so that's looking pretty good actually, man. That worked out pretty great. Let's check out the back here. Obviously, we don't want it on the rear bumper, so I'm going to say that is a wrap for that. Now, this thing is looking more and more like a street truck. One thing that I do want to do, though, is black out these wheels completely, just so that they're, you know, let's face it, man, black wheels on a truck, that's just the way to go, man. Murder out the lights, murder out the wheels, murder out that tint. Oh, we forgot about the tint, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump into the paint car section and see if we can't take care of both the wheels, black them out completely, and get that tint on there. Now, I think that we've succeeded in making this thing look like a street truck. Let's wait until we get it out on the street to have a look at it. Now, I'm glad that I got a chance to do this build in Forza Horizon 2 because, you know, I play Forza Horizon 2 more than Forza 6. To be honest, I'm getting so far ahead of the game in Forza 6 that we're starting to get into like some crazy supercars and stuff. And I'm a street car kind of guy, man. Like I just like racing street cars, you know what I mean? So that paint color, to be honest, looking very pastel-y. I'm hoping that once we get into some actual light, that is not going to be the case. Kind of ugly, man. I'm gonna hope that once we get into the daytime, that is, you know, a little more fresh than that. But let's take her for a rip now. That naturally aspirated 7-liter Hemi. Got the rear-wheel drive conversion on her. Nice little wide body on the box there too. I kind of like that. Having a hard time spinning those back tires, but once we get to turning, she's a gem, man. Woo, you lucky boy. This thing is actually nice for a pickup truck. Now, I do own the F-150, the Raptor, and you know, I have the what do you call that shit? The GT500 swap in that beast, man, and that thing is a monster. This thing lacking a little bit of power, but to be honest, sounds good. Once you get her going around those corners, it handles like a beauty. Love the way the suspension turned out. Looks magnificent. Nice and stiff. Now, normally with the soft springs on this truck, it would... Oh, now we're starting to see that beautiful blue color. Usually with this, with the setup on this truck stock, it tends to sway a lot and bounce over like bumps and stuff like that. As you can see, no sway at all. Hits that curb and just bounces off of it. Not gonna lie, it could use a supercharger. I would go turbo, but I think a supercharger would just keep that that RPM range nice and just nice and subtle. Now, going into this, I wanted to build a race truck, not an off-road truck. Very rarely do I off-road in this game. You know, I like to just cruise the streets and keep it on the road and stuff like that. So for me to build a truck that was going to be off-roading just didn't make sense for me. So I wanted to turn this Baja-style truck into more of a street truck. One thing I may go back and do is maybe, you know, put a cam on it. Maybe even a supercharger. The gear ratio is very close together, but still a beautiful truck, man. I am liking this thing. Love the way it turned out. It looks mean as hell from the front. Like, oh my god. If you've seen this thing coming up in your rear view, you better get the hell out of the way. Oh, little bit of off-road action, impromptu. Just look at the handling, no problem. See if we can drift this roundabout here. What are you doing, bud? You gotta kind of whip it to get that back end out, but when you do, definitely a manageable truck, I have to say. Actually, just enough power to be, you know, capable of drifting. Anything less, I think it would have a hard time getting that ass end out. But I am thinking that we have had enough here. Let me just post up and get a nice little screenshot for our video. So, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit the subscribe button or check out the channel. We got all kinds of different builds. If you got a request, make sure you let me know down in the comment section, and we will make sure that we can get to it as soon as possible. But with that being said, I'm thinking we are going to put an end to this video. This street truck build turned out magnificent. I couldn't be happier, man. So, I'm assuming you guys are sick of hearing me talking, so we're going to put an end to this video. I just want to say thank y'all for watching. We're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace.